Hello, and welcome to Roly Poly Weight Loss. I'm your host, Roly Poly, and welcome to day 18. All right, let's get going. Okay, so today's subject in recovery is chiropractics. I mentioned before that I've seen a chiropractor, and now I'm going to go into more detail. Okay, so chiropractics is kind of a gray area. Some people lump it in with alternative therapies like acupuncture, but some link it to more something like physical therapy. The term CAM is used a lot. Very Well Fit explains it like this. Healthcare practices and products that are not presently considered to be part of conventional medicine are called complementary and alternative medicine, CAM. Complementary medicine is used together with conventional medicine. Alternative medicine is used in place of conventional medicine. So, chiropractic's usually considered more complementary than alternative. It is more acceptable to health insurance companies than alternative treatments, at least. They're far more likely to cover it than something like, say, cupping. So, what actually is it? Well, the Mayo Clinic explains, chiropractic adjustment is a procedure in which trained specialist chiropractors use their hands or a small instrument to apply a controlled, sudden force to a spinal joint. The goal of this procedure, also known as spinal manipulation, is to improve spinal motion and improve your body's physical function. So, I will note that in my experience, it wasn't just the spine. You can have adjustments done to any joints, including your arms, your legs, your hands, your feet, all those good things. Okay, water. So, they also explain during a typical chiropractic adjustment, your chiropractor places you in specific positions to treat affected areas. Often, you're positioned lying face down on a specially designed padded chiropractic table. The chiropractor uses his or her hands to apply a controlled sudden force to a joint, pushing it beyond its usual range of motion. You may hear popping or cracking sounds as your chiropractor moves your joints during the treatment session. So, again, in my experience, this is accurate, but they also manipulate you on your back or on your side, and sometimes even sitting up, depending on what is being popped and how. If they're just doing like your wrist or fingers, you can sit for that and they'll just floop it like this. Now, I think most people are freaked out about the popping part, especially because it can sound really loud in your head, especially the neck. I was super nervous about that myself before my first treatment, and even during the first couple. It just sounds so loud when your neck or spine is being popped. And it feels like you are moving so much. It feels like your head must be twisting like a full, like 15 minutes on the clock, like a full, is what it feels like it's doing. But it's not. I watched some other people's treatments, like while I was waiting, and you can see you're barely moving at all. Your head is barely moving. It just seems like so much when it's your physical head that's moving. The vertigo or whatever in your head makes it seem like you're just turning halfway around. But you're not. So that's my experience. So that said, why am I bringing it up? Well, as WebMD explains, the theory being that proper alignment of the body's musculoskeletal structure, particularly the spine, will enable the body to heal itself without surgery or medication. Okay? And then Very Well Fit elaborates, the basic concepts of chiropractic can be described as: the body has a powerful self-healing ability. The body's structure, primarily that of the spine, and its function are closely related, and this relationship affects health. And chiropractic therapy is given with the goals of normalizing this relationship between structure and function and assisting the body as it heals. So, this is where chiropractic verges into the side of alternative medicine. The idea is that if your spine is out of whack, then that can lead to other problems because everything is all connected. But the less alternative reason is that because, in part, there's all these nerves running through your spine. So if your spine is like, and it's pinching a nerve, that can affect whatever that nerve goes to, whether that's your legs or your arms or your liver or your spleen or whatever. You could be pinching a nerve leading there. And the other part is because of the connection to your brain. You know, you've got cerebral spinal fluid that transfers between the two. It's kind of a big deal that it's connected. So, I find that more physically sensical than saying something like putting a pin in your ear will affect your stomach. Putting a kink in your nerve column directly affects the nerves running to your stomach. That makes a little more sense to me. So, WebMD continues. Chiropractic is primarily used as a pain relief alternative for muscles, joints, bones, and connective tissue, such as cartilage, ligaments, and tendons. It is sometimes used in conjunction with conventional medical treatment. So, obviously, pain in your joints can directly tie to them being misaligned, and you pop them back into the right place. But because of the centrality of your spine, it goes further than that. If your spine is wonky, pinching a nerve, that can cause pain, obviously. In cases of things like carpal tunnel, the pain in your wrist might be from a pinched nerve in your wrist, or it might be from a pinched nerve in your elbow, or your shoulder, or your spine, your neck. Like pinching in the neck could lead to headaches, that kind of thing. So, chiropractors should do some of the same things that a regular GP would, because they're really getting into like your actual like bones and systems. So this is where chiropractic is less alternative and more like mainstream conventional medicine. So Very Well Fit explains, if you become a chiropractic patient, during your initial visit, the chiropractor will take your health history. He will perform a physical examination with special emphasis on the spine and possibly other examinations or tests such as x-rays. If he determines that you are an appropriate candidate for chiropractic therapy, he will develop a treatment plan. So, my chiropractor did this. He took a detailed medical history looking for repetitive stressors and relevant injuries. He also took x-rays to see where my joints should be compared to where they were. So he had pictures of this is how a human skeleton should be, and then this is how yours is. This is how your hips tilt. This is how your neck crunches forward. You know, this is what it should look like. This is what yours does look like. And you can see it in black and white. So my treatments were based on this. And then he took follow-up x-rays as we progressed to see if the treatment was having an effect. And then he adjusted it. So, and you could actually see the change in my x-rays. It was really, really cool. So you can actually see how it is affecting your body. And then there were also things like my carpal tunnel and migraines, which could be attributed to the problems in my spine, which is not to say like that this is the only cause of migraines, or that I don't also have pinched nerves in my elbow or wrists, which he also, like I said, can go whoop on your wrist. But in addition to my neck, but just that joint manipulation, especially of your spine, could help. So when they're talking pain relief, it's not like you have a broken toe, let's adjust your neck and all the toe pain will go away. It's not like that. It's you have aches and pains, let's see if they might be originating somewhere in a nearby joint, spine or elbow or whatever. Let's see if we can fix that. So now that you've got the basics down, you might be wondering, why am I talking about this during recovery week? Well, for two reasons. Number one, the first is that if you're injured or just very sore after a workout, chiropractic's can help. The Joint explains, after a workout, chiropractic care can also help to minimize soreness and get you feeling good again. This means that you will be able to get back at it more quickly and stay at it with a decreased chance of injury or pain. It also reduces pain, as I said above. When the spine is out of alignment, it can cause pain all over the body. The back, neck, head, and joints are among the most common places to experience pain. Sorry. So, also, it can increase your range of motion. So if you have an issue with your joints, then an adjustment can improve it. Aligning the spine allows the joints and other areas of the body to work more efficiently. This means that they can move, work, and do their jobs with less pain, stiffness, and restriction in general. You may not notice a huge improvement after one appointment, but with ongoing care, you may notice your flexibility increase slowly and steadily over time. Finally, in general, fixing one problem in the body can help other areas. When your back is aligned, it takes stress and extra work off of surrounding bones, muscles, and joints. This means that each muscle can do its job and no more. Compensation for weak areas happens a lot less, and because of that, less injury and pain is a great benefit. So, all of this combines to make working out easier, more effective, and less painful. As I believe I mentioned, after my first disastrous trail walk, I saw my chiropractor because my hips and knees were all out of sorts from that extreme uneven terrain. And I also saw him after I broke my toe because I had to use a mobility scooter and it completely threw off the alignment of my hips and everything else. Suddenly my knee was being knelt on something and it wasn't the same height as my other knee, and then I was like off center on the little scooter, so I was like over one leg on the scooter holding on to it, and it was just all my hips and spine were all cattywampus. So in both cases, my chiropractor was a huge help in getting and keeping me out of pain. And if I had waited until the end of the 6 months that I was on the scooter, gone in to see him then, not only would I have been in pain for 6 months, in addition to my toe, up in my spine and things, but it would have been a much worse problem, whereas going in regularly meant he could counteract it as it happened, and it only ever got a little bit out of whack, brought back down, a little bit out of whack, brought back down, instead of a little super out of whack. So those regular adjustments helped me stay mobile as much as I could be on the scooter and out of pain. So that was really good. So, chiropractic adjustments. Like massages, they can also be done pre-workout. Not that you necessarily want to jump straight from one to the other, but as I said, it can make working out easier as part of your plan. So, Livestrong explains, exercising immediately following treatment carries the risk of disrupting the work your chiropractor performed. On the other hand, regular exercise is generally a part of a chiropractic care plan. And that was certainly the case for me. Plus, sometimes after an adjustment, especially early in the process, you can feel pain or more commonly discomfort after a procedure. You may experience some pain after an adjustment due to the changes in your body. Exercising after a visit to the chiropractor may potentially worsen pain. So, as it was explained to me, the reason for this is, let's say that you have a pinched nerve in your wrist. And so it's been pinched for a long time. And when you pinch it, it hurts at first and then it just goes numb. Well, when you adjust and stop pinching it, all of a sudden you've let go. It's like when your foot falls asleep and then you suddenly get off of it and it's all pins and needly. So that kind of thing happens. And then also, one adjustment isn't usually enough to permanently fix it. It's going to then slowly back in, and you have to do it multiple times until it finally settles into the right position. So it's going to compress again. So it's a cycle that generally improves, but you can feel some pain right after. And I did have that a couple times. Not extremely, but a couple places. So that's where you can feel some pain, and you don't want to go right into a workout after that. Or if you've had the neck adjustment, sometimes it can give you a little bit of vertigo type. So again, you don't want to then go work out. So, but that's just workout specific. But as I said, there's a second reason to talk about chiropractics with regards to weight loss. And that is because a chiropractor can also help with weight loss. Now, when talking about acupuncture, I warned you to be wary of anyone who promised a miracle. Same deal here. But that isn't to say that they can't incorporate it into your plan. So, Women's Health talked to a chiropractor about this for their article. I've had clients tell me that adjustments help alleviate their headaches, says Max Heller, doctor of chiropractic and owner of City Chiropractic and Wellness in New York City. But that doesn't mean a chiropractic adjustment cures headaches. The same logic holds true for weight loss, he says. Getting adjusted helps your body and nervous system perform better. But getting an adjustment alone won't make you lose weight, he says, adding that you should beware of chiropractors who claim they can cure anything. So, again, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And Livestrong explains, regular exercise is a crucial part of any healthy living plan. In fact, chiropractors generally work with their patients to come up with an exercise plan that ties into treatment plans. The Mayo Clinic advocates exercise as a form of back pain prevention because it helps to strengthen back muscles. Weight loss and maintaining your weight are also preventative measures against back pain, as an example. So, the adjustments can help you work out in less pain and with thus able to lose weight. And losing weight and gaining muscles can help relieve the symptoms of what the adjustments are fixing. So it all cycles together. So, water. So, the joint explains that with adjustments to fix joint problems, then exercise may become easier and your diet might start being more effective. Working out without any pain should enable longer, more intense workouts that have the ability to burn more calories, which should contribute to greater weight loss. So again, if your knee is hurting and you're not going full out, you're not going to get up into that like burning, heavy burning area. It's not going to be as effective. If your knee stops hurting or you have greater range of motion there, you can get into a higher burn rate. It'll be more effective. Plus, a chiropractor or a member of their staff might also have nutritionalist training. Nutritionist? As Heller explains to Women's Health, Heller's practice often offers weight loss services, but from the nutritionists on staff. He notes that it's common for practices like his to offer a holistic approach to health and wellness, and that chiropractors and weight loss experts can coexist in that space. Just be wary if your chiropractor is the one giving you diet advice, or they tell you a weekly adjustment is your key to weight loss. So again, just a weekly adjustment and nothing else not going to do much of anything for your weight loss. But they can create a plan. And the joint supports this too. There are chiropractors that specialize in aiding in weight loss, not only with chiropractic manipulations, but by offering nutritional and exercise advice as well. These types of chiropractors are educated in nutrition science and should be able to work with you on creating a nutrition plan that is well suited for your needs based on your metabolism and other factors. By approaching weight loss in this multi-pronged way, the patient is more likely to see better, longer-lasting results. So, from what I've found, many chiropractors choose to have one or more specialties. So some people will specialize in athletes, in sporting adjustments. Or there's also like children's and pregnancy chiropractics. Excuse me. Pollen in the air today. My allergies are going crazy today. So they might choose a specialty. So some chiropractors choose to focus on weight loss, nutrition, a holistic approach, and so then they have then had those further studies and can say, why yes, if you combine chiropractic adjustments for these things and for these reasons, and then if you do these exercises, and then if you do this food plan, that can be a balanced approach to losing weight. Another thing is that adjustments can just lower your stress, both by decreasing pain, which certainly stresses me out, and in the same way that I mentioned with acupuncture, that you're taking the time for self-care. You're booking an appointment, going and taking care of yourself, and that can give you a mental boost. And then this lowered stress cortisol can also help you lose weight. Stress cortisol can make you gain or maintain weight. And then finally, it is worth noting that as you work out and lose weight, the chiropractor can actually become more important. So the Obesity Action Coalition had an interesting article, cool down, from an actual chiropractor that elaborates on this. So speaking about a patient who had lost a lot of weight, she says, with weight loss, her center of gravity has changed. The demands on her lower back, hips, and knees, and ankles, and feet have changed. I adjusted her spine and joints before her surgery and continue to do so. My goal is to keep her body in balance. So this patient had gastric bypass surgery. That's what she's referring to with surgery. But what I thought was really interesting is we don't necessarily think about it, but as we lose weight, our joints need to be adjusted to fit this new normal. That we need to tell our bodies, it has changed. This is how you should be aligned now. So yeah, that's another thing that it can help with in terms of your weight loss journey. So that is basically it. Chiropractics can help prepare you to work out or help you recover from one. It can also be part of a weight loss or health plan. But you shouldn't believe any like crazy hype that sounds too good to be true, that just chiropractic adjustments and nothing else will instantly make you lose weight or cure you or whatever. But it can be a good part of an aftercare routine, just like massage and potentially acupuncture and cupping, or of your overall healthcare plan as just a regular part of it, as just a habit you develop of going there. So yeah, that is chiropractics. I had a lot more to say about that than massage, acupuncture, and cupping, so I gave it its own day. But I feel like it's part of that same world of oh, there we go. Of things you can do to help your body. So that's it. This has been Roly Poly Weight Loss. As always, I am your host, Roly Poly. Please share your experience with chiropractics with the hashtag chiropractic. Let me know if you've tried it. If I'm not the only one that felt like your neck was going so far when it really wasn't. If you're freaked out about the idea of trying it, Please let me know. I can tell you more about it. I'm sure others will chime in, that it's not as bad as it might appear to be at first. So yeah, hashtag chiropractic. Let's get it out there. And please join me next time.